Hello! Today I'm going to show you how to do this look, which is sort of a party look. Yeah, basically just like in October I always do, because of Halloween, I always do a lot of Halloween tutorials, horror looks, things like that. In December I always like to do more festive looks the entire month, or you know, like 4 weeks of the month, I guess, yeah. Yeah, point is, I want to do a bunch of party looks in the upcoming cute tutorials, and this is the first one of those. Yeah, at the beginning of the school year I got this at makeup school, silver glitter, and I've been wanting to use it in a tutorial ever since. And you know, winter and silver glitter just sort of goes together for me. I mean, it looks very icy and cool, and I like it. So yeah, decided to do a look with that, so let's get started. Okay, like usual, today I'm not going to start out with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Crème de Rose. Yes, I finally remembered the name. Instead I'm going to start out with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Infinite White. If you can't tell yet, color tattoos are basically my favorite way to start a makeup look. And this is one of my favorites, obviously, seeing as it's almost empty. That's in my makeup kit. So I usually use it on other people, but you know, it's really pretty, so I also occasionally use it on myself. And I'm starting out with a eyeshadow brush. Just a large eyeshadow brush. And if you, like me, apply powder first, it's best to just very slowly, like layer on layer, apply it. That wasn't proper English. But yeah, you get what I mean, because otherwise it's going to be pretty difficult. Like, if you apply it onto your naked eyelid, it's going to slide on very easily, but if you apply it onto powder, it has a little bit more trouble to actually grab onto the eyelid. So then it's just easier to apply it slowly, but steadily, until you get the desired effect. And yeah, I'm going to apply other colors on top of it, so it doesn't have to cover completely. But, you know, I'm gonna apply glitter on top of it, so it might be visible if it's like uneven or something. So while I don't need it to be completely perfect, I do want it to look even. Also on the inner corner. And I'm also going to apply it a little bit in the crease. I'm going to apply the blue shade in the crease later. I actually have a pencil in that color. But I do also want it to be, you know, like very, very crease proof. And the Maybelline Color Tutors really help with that. And I'm also going to apply it very carefully under my eyebrow, just because I do want sort of a base there. But I don't want it to be the shade of my eyelid, because that's just slightly too bright. At least it looks good on some people, but it just doesn't look quite right on me to have such a pale under eyebrow highlight. So yeah, that's it for this product. Wait, it's not. Actually, almost forgot something. Yeah, this brush. Gonna use a short brush to also apply that in the inner corner. Like on the bottom part of the eye. And just direct it towards like 2/3 of the eye. Like to here. Pretty much. And also, because it's pretty difficult to get into the inner corner with the larger brush, I'm going to apply some more on the inner corner as well. Okay. And then that's really it for this product. Then I'm going to move on to a pencil. This is a Yves Rocher eyeshadow 2-in-1 pencil, I think it was called on the website. Either way, whatever it's called on the website, it's an eye pencil that you can use both as an eye pencil, obviously, and as an eyeshadow, and also as a lipstick. It's not actually supposed to be used as a bit lipstick or anything, but it works as a lipstick. I tried it and I didn't die, so you know, that's usually a good sign. But yeah, I'm just going to use the same large eyeshadow brush, and oh, by the way, this is the color Blue Nuit. Might be useful to mention. And I'm just using a towel to wipe off my brush. I always have it on my lap when I'm filming. When I'm actually doing my makeup in the morning, I'm just applying it to the brush, by the way. When I'm applying my makeup in the morning, I just have a towel lying on my tabletop, because that's easier. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to put it in the crease. And whatever product you use, like, you know, like NYX Jumbo eye pencils and all would also work. Although those don't work as lipstick. On me at least. But yeah, point is, you know, just use whatever you have. If you have a color tattoo in this shade, that will also work, or a paint pot, or whatever. But whatever you're using, make sure to apply it slowly and not apply a whole lot at once. Because otherwise it's going to be too dark. And you know, it's just better to just start out with a little and then just apply more until you get the desired effect than to apply too much and then have to figure out how to remove it, because removing dark colors is infinitely harder than to apply them. And yeah, what I do is I just follow the shape of my eyebrow. Especially with really dark colors like these, I really want to like follow a shape that makes my eye look good. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it at that for now. And just wiping off the brush again, because I might want to use it again later. And then I'm using the angled brush. Also used it with eyeshadow, so again, when I wipe that off. And just do the same thing, apply it to the brush. You could apply it from the pencil to the eye and then blend it out, but it's just more difficult to blend. So I always prefer to do it this way. And just fill in the outer V. Doesn't have to be completely smooth or perfect, because again, you know, we're gonna apply a lot of other stuff on top of it. But I always feel with like a more complicated look like this, like a more obvious party look, you know, it's just nice to have a good base, because, you know, mistakes like with things like this, like if you don't blend it nicely, or like the color doesn't really turn out as dark as you want it to be, you know, it just really like, it can ruin the entire look. So if you have a nice base, then you just know that it's probably going to work out well. But yeah, now I'm going to move on to the smallest brush. And fill in the outer corner. And tie it in with the upper part of the eye. Almost. I actually tweezed my eyebrow a little bit too short on this side, and now it's annoying me. But yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the base. Then I'm going to move on to eyeshadow. I'm using the Decay Electric palette because it has very nice colors and it's very shimmery. And yeah, for a party look, I don't know, I always like to use my more expensive palettes for more extreme looks, because I don't know, it just feels like worth it to use them for that, I guess. Yeah, point is, I'm going to use Chaos, which is this blue shade over here, with the angled brush. And if you're using the same palette, you know, you're gonna know this problem. And then the battery died. Yeah. As I was saying, what was I saying? Oh right, that was it. You probably know that if you have this palette as well, but they're pressed pigments, so you don't want to apply too much at once and get a whole dark spot that you then can't blend out because it's just too much. So I'm just starting out with a little and blending that first. And I'm blending it pretty far up, like I'm cleaning off my brush now. And just blending it pretty far up. Because colors like these are pretty difficult to blend with skin unless you're a Smurf. Okay. Then I'm moving on to a silver shade. With the brush that I can't find. Oh, this one. The silver shade is called Revolt. It's just a glittery silver shade. Like unlike the rest of the palette, this silver shade isn't very pigmented. It's mainly just glitter. And I'm just going to put that underneath my eyebrow and then blend it. And then I'm going to use the blending brush and the shade Gonzo, which is this one. And only using like a little bit of it. I'm just tapping it off on the palette. Putting it between the highlight and the crease color. And using that to blend it a little bit further. And then it looks like this. And I'm also going to use the same shade and a little round brush. So like the glittery shade. And putting it mainly over the blue part of the under eyelid, whatever it's called. Also a little bit in the inner corner and as a highlight in the top part of the inner corner. I'm going to use glitter on the eyelid as you can see on the other eye. But I don't like to put it like directly in the inner corner because I feel like it ends up in my eye very easily. And obviously I don't want glitters in my eye. Yeah, so now it's time for glitter and where did I put it? There I put it. I'm using Peggy Sage cosmetic glitter. If you don't have cosmetic glitter you can also use other types of glitter. Do keep in mind, you know, it's glitter. So you don't want it in your eye, and cosmetic grade glitters are usually somewhat softer and less bad for the eye than regular glitters. I mean, in my opinion, it's still glitter, it's still chunky, so it's still not good to put inside your eye. But yeah, point is, be careful with it, and you know, if you don't have cosmetic glitter, you know, you can use normal glitter at your own risk, but do be very careful because you don't want to damage your eye. You know, that's just the point. So yeah, I'm using cosmetic glitter because it's safer. And I'm also using Makeup Revolution Pro Fixing Spray. And I'm using a short brush. And I'm just spraying it on the brush, but I'm doing it off camera and aiming for the towel behind it. Because otherwise obviously it's going to end up everywhere. And then just grabbing some of it. Which side did I spray? This side. Don't forget which side the brush you sprayed. Then just grabbing some of the glitter and carefully putting it onto my eye. Now if you're not filming this, then you can look downwards to make it easier for your eyelashes to catch any falling glitters. But if I look downwards, then you can't see what I'm doing. Actually, then I wouldn't be able to see what I'm doing because my mirror is over there. But yeah, you get what I mean. Just do this the way that is safest for you. Sort of blending it towards the inner corner. And I'm keeping off the blue. And at this point you'll have a glittery eyelids and probably glitters all over the room because it's glitter and that's just the curse of glitter basically. And then it's time for eyeliner. I'm using the Essence Liquid Ink Liner as usual. Oh, that's another thing by the way, if you use a very chunky glitter, yeah, I was gonna say glittery glitter. But if you use a very chunky glitter, this can be a little bit more difficult. And if you are, by the way, using a chunky glitter, I probably should have said that before this, then it's probably easier to actually apply the eyeliner first. And then try to apply the glitter without covering the eyeliner, because if it's chunky, then you can see it a little bit. I don't know if you can actually see it on camera, but you know, you can see a little bit, in real life at least, that the eyeliner looks less neat. Because I'm not putting it over a completely even base. But if you use really chunky glitter, then it's going to be even more difficult to make it look, you know, decent. So in that case it can be much easier to just apply the eyeliner first. I'm making quite a big wing because after all this is a party look. Okay. Sort of try to make it look even with the other eye, of course. I can't really see what I'm doing because all my light is now on that side of the room. Annoying, the light outside keeps changing because it's cloudy. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Because of the hole, otherwise I'll end up with eyeliner until my hairline effect. Then I'm going to use some other eyeliner. I'm using glitter eyeliner by Catrice. I think Essence has some as well during most of the, yeah. What I was trying to say, during the holiday season. During most holiday seasons. There is one holiday season. Point is, yeah, glitter eyeliner. What I am using is a different brush because, I don't know if you can tell, but this brush is really hard, like extremely hard, like I can't even bend it hard. And it's just pretty much impossible to make a good line with it. So I'm just using a eyeliner brush by Sigma. And it's making a thin silver line at the bottom of the black line. And you know, it stands out less than the glitter on the eyelid of course, but it just ties it all in nicely. Yeah, then the eye is almost done. I'm going to apply false eyelashes. The ones I'm using are by Action, which is a Dutch budget store. But you can use whatever eyelashes you want, or you can just skip the step and go over to, or move on to mascara. I'm going to apply my eyelashes off camera, by the way, because I suck at applying them on camera, and these eyelashes are really cheap and really thick and really difficult to apply, so I'm going to have to be like this in front of the mirror, which wouldn't work because then you'd be seeing this on screen. So yeah, yes, the back of my mirror broke. So yeah, I'll be right back with you once I've applied my lashes. Okay, there's a white stripe now because the glue is still drying, but they're on there. Also, if you're using eyelashes like these, don't have any illusions. They won't become comfortable, especially if they're cheap. I don't know about expensive eyelashes because I don't have any expensive fake eyelashes, but these ones don't get comfortable, but I do think they look very pretty. I've actually been using them like 2 years in a row at Christmas. Basically the only time I'm using them, but yeah. At this point you will have fallout from the glitter if you use loose glitter. Like if you want to keep it a little bit, I'm just using a fan brush to wipe it off at this point. If you want it to be like a bit more classy and less glittery, then you can just, you know, leave out the glitter of course. But yeah, I want to go all out and do glitter. I'm just letting the eyelashes dry, or the glue. And for blush I'm going to use a Slow Burn from the palette, which is this red shade over here. Because I don't have a red blush, I do have one on my makeup kit, but this one has shimmers, and yeah. So I'm using a contour brush and just really carefully touching it. And just really carefully applying it, because again, it's a pressed pigment. Tongue tied, yeah. It's a pressed pigment and I don't want to look like a clown. I don't want bright red cheeks, so I'm just mainly applying it between like the top of my cheek and the where I put my shapers. And then just blending it downwards and upwards and a little bit to the front, and just, you know, make it look good. So it depends on your face shape as well. Apply a little bit more. How you apply your blush, but yeah, this is what works best for me. And I'm also going to use this palette for highlighting. Any blending brush, yeah. And I'm using the silver shade, of course, because that's the easiest color to blend with, or blend with the highlight with. And just blending that on the highest point of my cheekbone. A little bit on the forehead. I already applied it on the other side because I already did the Dutch version of this. Also apply a little bit on my lip, can apply a little bit more. And just a little bit on my cheek, tip of my nose, just wherever you want your highlights to be. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for that. I hope my eyelash is stuck on there well enough to apply mascara. I'm using the Catrice Glamour Doll mascara because it's basically my favorite mascara to use with falsies. For safety I'm going to start with the bottom part. If you're doing this on your own, you can just wait for as long as you want for your eyelashes to dry properly, but I just don't have the patience. And I'm just using the mascara to sort of glue my own eyelashes together with the fake ones. It just increases the longevity of your fake eyelashes if you don't, you know, really cover them with mascara. By the way, if your, like my glue is drying right now, but if your glue doesn't dry properly, then you can just wait till it's dried fully and then apply some more eyeliner on top of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the eyes. Now I'm going to move on to the lips. For lipstick I'm using the pink Tease lipstick in red shade. It doesn't have a name. They sell it in the Netherlands, I don't know about other countries. Here in the Netherlands they sell it at a budget store for 99 cents, and this is actually one that I wore at Christmas a few years ago, and it just lasted all the way through dinner. So that's very impressive for a completely dirt cheap lipstick. But also I mainly chose it, let's just talk without doing my lips. I mainly chose it because it is a very nice shade of red, like a very vibrant red, and it sort of has a semi-matte satin finish. So yeah, I just think it complements the look very well. So this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye! Okay, so for this sort of subtle extreme eye look thing. I'm sort of trying to make it like, you know, like a look that stands out, but not something